Okay. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are joined by Michelle Owen.
Hiya.
Hi. Just a quick video, just summarising how you think Villa have started the season, how our transfer business has been, what you kind of expect for the rest of the season. I think we'll start with the transfer business over the summer. How well do you think Dean Smith and his staff have done in terms of bringing in the players they wanted to?
Yeah, I thought they did brilliantly. I think when you look at the signings, the surprise of Ross Barkley at the end and the quality he's brought to the team. Traore, I think we've yet to see much of, apart from that wonder goal against Bristol City. So looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring. Martinez in goal, clearly a great signing. Interested to see what it means for Tom Heaton, because obviously Tom Heaton has been injured, but if he's coming back soon, then there's going to be a very, very tough competition for that number one spot. And obviously Jack Grealish re-signing was like a new signing in some ways, in that he committed his future. So all in all, I think it was a fantastic summer for Villa, and we're already seeing the results of what having a good summer can do on the pitch.
Yeah, I completely agree. It kind of started almost a scrappy win against Sheffield United, one that you kind of just need to kickstart a good run. How important do you think that was, just to gain a bit of momentum for the club after the break in the summer?
Yeah, massive. I think because of lockdown and the restart to the season, I don't think Villa, sort of in the wider press, got the credit they deserved for what they did over Project Restart and getting those results to survive in the Premier League. It was quite amazing, and they didn't have long off. So to come back and just, sometimes you just need to win like that. And if you can win like that and win like you can against Liverpool, then it shows the team is dynamic. Obviously, the Leeds result isn't great, but I just thought it just started Villa off on the right track for that winning run. And Sheffield United are not the easiest team to play. They're big, they're physical, but as we're seeing this season, they've actually been a little bit found out in the way they play. And Villa had only played them a few weeks previous in the last season, so I think they learned from that, and great result.
Yeah, the goal scorer in that game, Ezri Konsa, how impressed have you been with his start to the season?
Oh, I think his partnership with Tyrone Mings has been absolutely key, and it was really, we saw the best of him since Project Restart and since Dean Smith sort of sat down with the defence and really told them what exactly he wanted them to do. And from when we spoke to him, he said giving them the clear instructions, giving players that one-on-one time that they had because of lockdown, it meant they improved so much. So Ezri Konsa has been a massive standout player, and you feel safe with him and Mings. I feel safe with him and Mings at the back. I think they're a great partnership.
Yeah, exactly. We then moved on to a very good win against Fulham, where we kind of showed more of our attacking prowess. Very, very good kind of link-up play between Ollie Watkins and Jack Grealish, John McGinn in that game. We kind of showed how well we can do in terms of just going at teams in that game. How do you feel that one went?
Yeah, I think I was just so frustrated for Ollie Watkins. I just wanted him to get his Premier League goal, and yeah. I felt like it was becoming closer and closer to getting it. But yeah, the three players you've just named there, they're so exciting going forwards. And you think at that point, Ross Barkley wasn't even involved. And no. Jack Grealish, for me, and I know all Villa fans think the same, I just think he's still so underrated. And that was a game you saw his passing ability and his work rate. People are like, oh, he doesn't track back. Well, he does. If you watch him, he does. If you really watch him. I think that performance in terms of like attacking prowess and beating a team that's come up from the Championship is something you've got to do. If you want to stay in the Premier League, then they're the games you have to win, and they did it.
Yeah. Then came that, it's got to be the best performance from the Villa side for about 10 years, that game against Liverpool. We absolutely blew them out of the water. Ross Barkley's first start for the club. Jack Grealish on fire, Ollie Watkins with a hat-trick. I think not any Villa fan in the world could have expected that result. How did you feel after the game?
Oh, it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe what was happening. It was just one of them that you sit there and you're like, is this actually happening? I was so happy it was on TV so we could watch it. I remember watching it, feeling so happy for Ollie Watkins, because he's a player I've covered since he was back at Exeter.
Yeah.
And when he got the hat trick, like as Dean Smith said, he was annoyed he didn't have 4, and he could have had 4, and I wish he'd had 4. And that's the sort of player he is, and we just got a glimpse into that. And people could say, oh, Liverpool were poor, but they still scored 2 goals. Villa just found them out that day and found out how to play against them. And I just think of all the performances that day, everyone to a man was fantastic. Jack Grealish was sensational. And you look at performances like that, and, he should be starting for England every international there is. He really showed how good he is. His finish for, I think, his second goal, where he was through 1-on-1, he just rolled it to the keeper's left. It was just so classy, and it just showed what a classy player he is. But yeah, across the team, they were all brilliant, and it was just one of those sort of pinch yourself moments. Like, is this happening? Is this actually happening? It was really surreal, and yeah, I definitely had a glass of wine after that one. It just felt like a result that all Villa fans deserved, because it was a tough season last season, and it was hard. And I am sure that Dean Smith was a lot happier than he made out on the touchline. It was incredible, and it just shows what this team is capable of.
Yeah, definitely. Then came Leicester. They're very similar in a way to Sheffield United at the start of the season. One where he just needed a bit of quality at the end just to snatch it. Ross Barkley, how impressed were you with his strike, and what a goal to win the game?
It's a great goal, but then take nothing away from the clean sheet. Another clean sheet for the defence, and they kept Leicester at bay with some real quality players. This is a Leicester side that were vying for the Champions League last season.
Yeah.
And then I think it just shows what Ross Barkley is capable of, because when he came in, there was a lot of excitement about him, but it was like, okay, is he going to deliver on the pitch? And I did an interview with him, and he's actually quite shy, and he just wants to play football. He's just he's never going to be a player that's going to sit on the bench and just take the money. He's not that sort of guy. You can just, from spending 10 minutes with him, you can tell that instantly. He's just such an exciting player, and that is what he can do. And for him and for Jack Grealish, I look at that partnership in midfield, and I think, well, obviously Jack plays a bit further forward, but I just think if they can really kick on this season, then why not be helping out England at the Euros? Okay, they might not both start, but in that game you could see the sort of relationship they're forming and how important the midfield is. And I just hope that other people see their quality. And Ross Barkley, for me, is just such a high quality addition. When he performs like that, he does have his off days, and there will be off days. And I saw a lot of people slating on social media in the Leeds game for not tracking back. But it's going to happen. If he can produce those moments of quality, then moments like that can be forgiven. So yeah, just another brilliant result. Another one like, oh my God, we've won again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible.
You touched on it there. The Leeds game was a bit of a reality check for us in a way, but you're gonna have those sort of games throughout the season, aren't you? You're not gonna win every game.
I mean, look, Patrick Bamford isn't going to score a hat trick every game. It was just that Villa played him when he was inspired. Some of those finishes were brilliant, and you can say about the marking, you can say about not getting tight enough, but it's just one of them. We just have to hope we bounce back this weekend, because from what I've seen in the first few games before that, there's no need to panic, no need to worry. It's not a nice scoreline, but Leeds are going to do that to teams this season, and we're going to see some really unpredictable results this year. A lot of because of COVID, because crowds have such an impact on games, and whether it's home or away, we're going to see some strange results. And it's weird to think that Leeds lost to Liverpool, but Villa beat Liverpool. And I always think that's strange in the Premier League. But they're a good side, Leeds. I would say they'll definitely be mid to high table, not top 6, but I would think they'd be flirting with the top 10. Yeah. So it's not nice. 3-0 is not a nice scoreline. Villa weren't good enough on the night, and I think some players like Tyrone Mings put some stuff on social media acknowledging, saying, we weren't good enough. But a chance to put it right this weekend. Yeah,
Leeds tended to target the wide areas for Villa, and try to get behind both of the fullbacks with overlaps from their fullbacks themselves. Do you think that could provide an issue going forward, or is that something Leeds specific?
Yeah, you'd hope from watching it back that John Terry's worked with the wing backs and seen that. I mean, if you're going to be super, super harsh and say maybe maybe that's one of our weaker areas where Target is, but I still think he's a brilliant player. And Matty Cash is still getting used to the Premier League, and he's done brilliantly since he's come in. So the wing backs probably have the most to learn in terms of the whole team, in my opinion, especially Matty Cash.
Yeah.
So it's one where if you're playing a team like that like to overlap, that like to bomb forward, that like to make those second and third man runs, then you're going to have to pick them up, and you have to learn how to do it quite quickly in the pace of a Premier League game, because the pace of the Premier League is so different to the Championship. So it's just a case of the defensive coaches sitting down and working on that and learning lessons, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and finally, how do you see the next few games going for Villa? Southampton, Arsenal, and then I think it is West Ham after the Arsenal game.
Yeah, I think Southampton did brilliantly to beat Everton, didn't they? So that's a really tricky one to call. Danny Ings is just on fire, so they'll be looking to contain Danny Ings, as every team is doing, and see if they can get that Southampton defence. I mean, I don't think a draw would be a bad result against Southampton, and I'd be looking for at least a point from the Arsenal game as well. But West Ham, it's so hard to predict, because I'd normally say, West Ham, you'll get 3 points there, but then look at what they've been doing. So I think any game is for the taking this season. It's such weird times without fans in, and it's horrible, having to watch it on TV the whole time as well. So I think from those 3 games, if Villa got 5 points, then they'd be very, very happy, to be honest. Yeah. Even 4 points is all right. So yeah, we'll see. But fingers crossed. And I'm feeling optimistic for the season. I think mid-table is really realistic. I think the Leeds game was a reality check, because games like that are going to happen. And Villa can't win every game all season. Well, I wish they could. But so yeah, I think after the next 3 games, we're going to get a mark of where Villa really are.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we go to the next international break, we can sort of sit down and assimilate and be like, okay, well, this has been a great start to the season, a good start to the season. But it's not going to become a terrible start to the season overnight, because of what happened in the first handful of games. So I'm feeling optimistic.
Yeah, I agree. 17. If we do get 5 points in the next 3 games, like you said, that's 17 points from 8 games, which is a brilliant total. We've improved massively from last season, and I expect that to continue. Maybe not to the extent of 4 wins from the 5 games throughout the rest of the season, if you continue that on. But I can see us comfortably in mid-table, like you said. And
absolutely.
And if we can then push on from this season, who knows what can happen with the talented squad we've got in the next few years.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you.
Thank you for joining us. I've very much enjoyed it.
No worries. Thank you for having me on. And cheers for accommodating while I'm on my way to sunny Swansea. So.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.